What's a contradiction? Is everything we do in life a contradiction? Is life in general a contradiction? Is the universe a contradiction? Is truth a contradiction? Is lies a contradiction? What is a contradiction? And can we live without them? Is it possible to live in this earth without a contradiction? Religion has proven time and time and time again that contradictions are the way of the world. All these various religions, they don't agree with one another. Matter of fact, the religion of Christianity don't agree with itself. They have too many denominations, endless, thousands and thousands of different denominations that disagree on the pedigree of information that is presented. Either they don't agree with it as far as the antics, the understanding, the groundwork, or they don't agree with it totally based off of suspicion and culture difference. So when you have a religion within itself that doesn't agree with its own gender, how can you say that that religion is true? Christianity boasts that it is the one true religion, that all other gods and goddesses are false. How did it come to that conclusion? It came to that conclusion based off of contradictions. The God of Christianity is no more real than the God of Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, or whatever other kind of ism it may be. No different. The only difference that is precluded to be the guise in Christianity's God against other gods is tradition. And who controls that tradition? And the monopoly of power behind that tradition. That's it. Whoever controls the society controls the history. That's how it works. But that doesn't remove the contradictions. It's like the contradictions of love. How can you love me if you're going to hurt me? How can someone love you, but at the same time cause you bodily, mental, and spiritual harm? Is it possible? You could say yes, if you go based off of different personalities. I feel that most of us are split personalities. That we have multiple personalities for multiple cases and tasks at hand. This personality works for this time. This personality works for that time. We got a personality for our wife, our husbands, our children, our families, our friends. There's no such thing as just having one personality. But the problem is, whenever you can't set the example of the one personality that involves you one-on-one. What I'm saying, if my personality is set a certain way inherently for me, and the other personalities are for everybody else, if I cannot distinguish between those personalities and my personality when I'm dealing with myself, I got a problem. In other words, a lot of people, more than none, have a problem distinguishing and separating personalities. It's like going to work, working 8 hours on a job, coming back home, but you're bringing your job home with you. Your job has become you. It affects you. That job is also can be a determining factor on how you deal with your wife, your kids, your friends. Whenever that happens, there's a lot of controversy can start, a lot of confusion. And out of that can bring about dissension and violence and distance and eventually death. The death of a situation, of a relationship or a friendship. Many of the times we cannot separate our true self from our false self. That's a contradiction. Because we think that we are operating solidly in the right way, and we are not. It's like an actor that acts a part, and his name is Skip or Joseph for that part. After the movie is over, he goes back to being Steve or Randy. But if Steve and Randy can't get over the Skip character, what's going to happen? Delusion's going to start. And when delusions start, that's when we have a problem with mental illness. See, mental illness also is something that doesn't necessarily mean we're born with it, not necessarily. We can acquire that and attain that based off of the conditions of life that we've gone through and the things that we have adapted to in our surroundings. And it can be based off of other people and other things. So we have to realize that we have to be very, very, very careful, very, very careful what we say, what we hear, what we see, because it can be reflected on our thinking. Because all those things are taken in and regurgitated in our minds, processed, reprocessed, and then duplicated and sent out to someone or somewhere else. So yes, contradictions are real. They are real indeed. And they are part of every culture. They're part of every gender. You can't get away from them. The only way you can deal with a contradiction is admit that it is a contradiction. And when you can do that, you can set yourself clear from becoming a hypocrite.